Yes, it's a much relaxed day. Good evening, Comrade Barrister, President, Secretary General.
Good evening, my dear brother. It's a pleasure that we've met.
Yeah, I'm sure you want to know at what level we are. We are at the level where our people have completely asserted themselves, their independence, their autonomy vis-à-vis the government of La République du Cameroun. This we have seen through various methods of disobedience, total disobedience. We have been able to get the people to revolt against Yaoundé by keeping their children home, away from schools. This rebellion was originally in protest against the teaching of our children by Francophone teachers who teach them in a language that they don't understand. The boycott of our courts, where Francophone judges have been brought into our own system, is still ongoing. The ghost towns are totally obeyed. I think this is how far we have gone. I don't think so, because each time we have even just dreamed of, or people think that we are going to suspend the ghost towns, the people have risen up to say that we should not. So there's a lot of anxiety and determination on the ground. If they had that desire, they would have come up to us to ask us to allow them to send their children to school. They have not so far.
Thank you very much for that question, because it's very important. I want to state here and now very categorical that we of the consortium have not called off a strike. The strike is still ongoing. The ghost towns are still being respected and should continue. But we have modified the operations of the ghost town to limit it to only Mondays and any other day that the consortium will give the directives, which is on the 8th of March, which is Women's Day. Whether it is a Monday or not, the ghost town is going to be respected. Because we don't expect our mothers, our wives, our sisters to go and march on that day when their husbands, their brothers are being captured and taken to Yaoundé. So the ghost towns and the strike continues.
No schools?
No schools. I first of all want to make it categorically clear that there is no power tussle within the ranks of the consortium. The consortium is strong and kicking. With respect to the release of the 20th, which was signed by the three of us, Comrade Tassang, myself, and Professor Bangma, relieving the interim team of their functions as leaders of the consortium, I want to say that it was a decision unanimously agreed upon by the consortium. You see, if we go back down memory lane, on the 17th of January this year, when the President and the Secretary General of the consortium were arrested, the consortium unanimously agreed to appoint Mr. Tapang Ivo and Mark Barra to carry on the interim leadership of the consortium for the meantime, because at that time there was a little bit of confusion. So we needed some people to pilot the affairs. If you look at the instrument appointing them in paragraph 4, it is very clear. It was a unanimous decision. It is not a question of whether it was A or B who appointed them. And when we discovered that we are now on ground to take over and pilot the activities of the consortium, we had no choice than to relieve them, because their duties were interim. So I don't see any problem in the whole thing. For the job that they did, and we discovered that they were competent in that aspect of it, we decided that they should be in the communication and strategy committee.
The following of this struggle has grown. and it is growing by leaps and bounds each and every day. Now, you would have noted that at the very beginning, the activities had effervescence in some few big towns and cities, that the villages were not part of the struggle. But as days are going by, every village, now we are even in the most interior of villages that are following the struggle. That tells you that momentum is growing. And those who had not heard and who are hearing today are following up, are joining in, and no village, no quarter, no town, no city in southern Cameroon is indifferent. The momentum is growing.
Well, those are things that we have to address within the consortium, and those of us who are the leaders now will concern within ourselves and see how we can iron out that issue without any further problems.
First thing, there are no cracks in the consortium.
Mr. Tassang has said it all. There are no cracks in the consortium. The consortium is waxing stronger and stronger, and we are prepared. The consortium is prepared to take this fight to its logical conclusion, which is absolute restoration of our statehood.
I think I should raise all my hands for them to see that today. I did as yesterday. I am not chained. I'm not in chains. People expect me to talk and gesticulate. Sometimes I do, but it is not in my habits to gesticulate when I talk. I have my own way of doing things. The work that we do, we work under duress. It is extremely strenuous. We are not under the comfort of American executive homes. We are moving from place to place, working late nights. You know, that video was shot at about 1 a.m. in the morning, after a whole day of tedious work. So there was fatigue and tiredness on the body, and that showed on the face. So we are not captured. We are not captured. If you are captured, the government will not capture you and then ask you to declare that ghost towns are reduced to 1 day. They will ask you to call off the strike. Our people, we are on and we are strong. We are sound and safe. The government of La République cannot touch us. God has blessed us with His grace to be invisible and invincible. Bless you, sir.
It's a pleasure.